Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Information channel. My name is Marvin. In this video, I am going to mention the Dropbox IPO. And as you probably have heard, Dropbox files for IPO. We're gonna take a look at the news and how it's going to impact the IPO when it's released. And this is based on the news that Dropbox plans to raise 500 millions when the company goes IPO. Their revenue in 2017 was 1.11 billions. It was 31% year over year, but keep in mind the company almost lost 112 millions in 2017. And Dropbox is one of my favorite apps that I use daily, and this is good news because we can get an idea how the company is doing. But now let's take a look at the Dropbox shareholder percentage. We're gonna take a look at the following screen: who owns the most percentage in this company. And as you see, the CEO owns 25.3 and the CEO is Drew Houston. The 23 that you see by Sequoia is owned by investors, and the co-founder, which is Arash, owns around 10%. And the other two are most likely investing firms. And the CEO mentioned that this company was valued at around 10 billions back in 2014. However, most analysts believe this company is around 6 to 7 billions. And we're gonna get an idea how the company has been doing during the last few years. Let's take a read on the prospectus that they released on Friday. Now keep in mind the prospectus might not be complete or might change by the time the company goes into the stock market. And we're going to take a look at the voting rights. A lot of people pay attention to the voting rights, and as you can see in the screen, shares of Class A are entitled up to 1 vote per share. Shares of Class B are entitled up to 10 votes per share. And for Class C, they don't have any voting rights except as otherwise required by the law. So most likely you will see the Class shares being sold in the Nasdaq. And talking about the Nasdaq, the stock symbol for this company will be DBX. And when we are talking about an IPO, it is really important to get an idea how the revenue has been doing during the last few years. And we're gonna take a look at the revenue statement that they released on Friday. Now, as you can see in the revenue of 2015, the company made a revenue of 603 millions, and in 2016 the company made a revenue of almost 845 millions, and in 2017 the company crossed over the billion in revenue. The company generated about 1.11 billions in 2017. That is about 31% over the previous year. Now, one of the things that they have spent a lot of money, and they should, is their research and development. The company spent around 201 millions in 2015, 289 millions in 2016, and around 380 millions in 2017. The company has been losing money. As you can see in the net loss, it lost around 325 millions in 2015 and almost 112 millions in 2017. Now, in terms of cash, the company has around 430 millions in cash. And as you saw in the financials, the company has been increasing on revenue and has been losing money a little bit less each year. Now, just keep in mind that Dropbox, it is still losing money, so that is still a little bit of a risk when the company goes public. One of the most important metrics for me would be how many users has the company has been adding during the last few years. And let's take a look at the numbers. In 2015, the company had around 6.5 million in users. In 2016, the company had around 8.8 million in users. And in 2017, Dropbox released the numbers that it had around 11 million users. So those are actually really good numbers when you consider that this company is not public. Now, when the company goes public, those numbers could increase at a really good rate. And another really important metric is the ARPU. ARPU is the average revenue per user. And I'm going to share the numbers on the screen so you can get an idea how the company has been increasing the revenue. In 2015, the company really had a good revenue per user of around $113, and that amount decreased in 2016 to around $110 per user. However, the company increased that number in 2017. In 2017, the company announced that it had generated around $111 with 91 cents per user. So we will have to get an idea what was the issue between the 2015 and 2016. And of course, every company has risk, and I'm gonna put a story that came out this month. And as you see in the screen, Microsoft is giving away cloud storage to lure users away from Box, Dropbox, and Google. And that, in my opinion, is one of the biggest risks if you plan to invest in Dropbox once the company goes public in the stock market. The company will have a lot of competition with Google, with Microsoft, and Box. And I'm going to talk about Box because that company is very similar to Dropbox. And as you see in the screen, the company came out back in January 23rd of 2015. The company share price was around the $24 price, and throughout these years, Box is barely positive with 0.39% during the last few years. Now, Box will be the main competitor with Dropbox. Let's take a look at the stock chart during the last year. The share price last year was around the $18 price, and at this moment the share price is around the 23 with 32 cents. And that is an scenario that could happen to Dropbox once the company goes public. If Dropbox is smart and prices the shares at a really good price, Dropbox will have a better chance of coming out and doing better than Box when it comes out. We will see what happens. And remember, the stock symbol for Dropbox will be DBX. We just have to wait on the initial price. And that is gonna be everything for this video. We just have to wait to see what is the initial price for Dropbox. Hopefully they price it at a lower price. And with all that said, I want to thank you once again for watching the video. Remember, you can subscribe to the Financial Information channel. I'm going to continue making videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. Leave a like if you find this video helpful. And again, thanks for watching once again. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.